Hello, ladies and gentlemen, this is Desmond, and, well, we're looking at block hats, and as you can tell, this is, somewhat of a creature with eyes moving around. He's got a hat that's made of blocks. It says, don't cross this line. This is, I want you to clear a whole column of my hat, but be careful, rows are appearing. I don't know what that means, but, it does seem to be, ooh, Tetris-like, which is interesting. Um, so he wants a column clear, but I kind of gotta be mindful that, oh, I'm not sure if I'm doing this right. Maybe I should be overlapping these more. Whoa, okay, I suppose that was what I was supposed to do. Alright, but columns are appearing, so I do have to kind of try to destroy, it's probably best to put that right there. The extra stuff right here, because after 17 more moves, it's going to go up. I feel like at least one level. So, all right, I think after that one we'll be in the clear, but let's just go ahead and kind of utilize our. It's just going to keep giving us the same one. Okay, here we go. Whatever, that's fine. And let's just boss out this little column right here, because no one really cares. No one give a fuck. So just bust that out. And he just wants one column, right? Yay! Oh my god, he's leaking happy squares. Uh Block hat. I don't think that's healthy. Oh man, you stopped leaking blocky squares. Poor block hat. I'm not entirely sure that it was healthy for him to be doing that in the first place, but whatevs. He seemed to be enjoying it. I'm not gonna take that the little joys in life away from block hat. um so minimalistic. Yeah. Um it's got a good feel to it. It's simple. This is true, but simple is a different word than minimalistic, and they're different words for a reason. As far as this goes, I'm not entirely sure if it is minimalistic. Uh, the graphics are simple. The gameplay is simple. Um, could the graphics be done with less? Yes. Um, could the same gameplay be done with less? Hmm, maybe. I don't feel like the gameplay is bloated, but at the same time, I don't feel like it's fine tuned to be less. You know, um, the sounds are definitely minimalistic because there aren't any. There isn't any music. There isn't a soundtrack. You know, whatever. It's Ludum Dare. That's not a big deal. In fact, um, I figure if there's anything to be lenient on in Ludum Dare, it's the sound because everyone can understand directly, what graphics are and the importance of graphics, and you essentially have to have graphics in order to have a game, unless you're gonna be doing like a text game or something, but or a game purely based on sound or haptic feedback. Generally, you're giving the user some kind of graphical feedback. Um, so it's just kind of a given that you need to have that. Uh, but sound isn't one of those things that are required. It's kind of hard to pick up sound. You can just open up Paint, but you can't just open up Sound Editor 2000 and start busting away. I'm sure there is some kind of program, but it's not like a commonplace thing to just make your own sounds or whatever. There are things out there, tools like Sound Effectser, which is awesome. BFXer, which is kind of taken over the role of Sound Effectser, which I don't know if it was abandoned, like Sound Effectser was abandoned or whatever. Or what's the story behind that? But there's available tools out there. Getting music's pretty hard though. You either kind of have to have someone make it for you, or there's the box again, um, or have some website you like to get stuff off of or something, because otherwise you're just sitting there for 20 minutes, which I try to do for my game, is just try to find some music, and It took me like 20 minutes of looking at before I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna take copyrighted shit that I know is exactly what I want. But I just want to find something original that was like maybe free or different or something. I don't know. The little squiggly eyeballs are kind of a cool effect, although that's been done before. I kind of like how there's a counter here that lets you know what's coming up, but it's not like terribly intense. But then again, that could be a shot at the gameplay, how the gameplay isn't really balanced that well because if I'm not, if it's turn based, I should be counting my turns. You should be leaning on people's time when it's time based. You should be leaning on them on the time for skill because I could just spam these basically, not even knowing what things I'm getting in. Oh, and then I would get that, but I could probably just spam this one too. Uh-oh. It's gonna... Oh, man. I'm gonna have to look at this. Alright. Let's be educated about this, guys. I don't think there's a lot of room for optimization here when you get to the very bottom. I don't know what that would fit, like right there, and then... okay. You get the ones. Three. Oh, man. Oh, dude, that would have gotten it too. Oh, at least there was only one this time. So maybe we'll get something out of this. I really just want to see what happens when you get to the end. I mean, I guess that's kind of like the thing of all games, I'm sure. It looks like some of them will take away one and some of them take away two. Like, oh, cause see that one was in the center, so it took away more. I don't really understand that, but, devs be doing whatever the fuck they want, because they're devs. Oh, right. So I cut it down and it just popped up more. So I guess it was just popping up more every time, double, because I was getting it and it was getting to the next thing. And dude, what the fuck's up with its eyes? Did they just change? Is he getting sleepy? So I don't know. Something's changing. I can't be bothered to figure out what it is. As far as the tie-in between the blocks and the head, I'm really interested to see where that would go and if it's like thematically how you would tie that in. If it were like a full-fledged game, that whole kind of aspect intrigues me, and the style of the graphics for like the head and then the blocks growing out of it, and just the whole kind of it's kind of almost got kind of like a happy-go-lucky vibe if it was colorful, but then it's got the black and white for the head, so maybe there's some kind of like monochrome slash color kind of tension aspect to it. I'm not really sure, but overall, interesting. Not many Ludum Dare games are gonna keep my attention this long. Minimalistic. I give it kind of like a okay grade. I mean, they definitely tried to make it minimalistic. It's not really very clear cut what minimalistic is. It's not like islands. Everyone knows what an island is. Everyone knows what minimalistic is. It's kind of open to interpretation. But the general idea of minimalism is to try to take the core of something and strip it down to it to make it as only what is necessary and to make that elegant. At least that's how I interpret minimalism. You can look up minimalistic art, but the best thing you can do is look up minimalistic design, and you'll see architectural minimalism is fantastic, and that's exactly what I think people should be instilling in their gameplay to make it minimalistic.